With Phil Leotardo in the can for 20 years, who do you think's been running that place?
What if the most violent character on The Sopranos wasn't even a man at all? There's always been something off about Phil Leotardo.
20 years inside.
The man who strutted through The Sopranos like a constipated pit bull often cited his 20 years in the can as the origin story for his pent-up wrath. Now, unless the American penal system took a sharp left turn into sardine logistics, we must ask, which can exactly? The idea that Phil Leotardo, an aging capo with the temperament of a toddler, denied his juice box, spent 2 decades inside an actual metal can isn't just absurd, it's logistically impossible. No food, no water, no air. And somehow he emerges not only alive but angrier than a wasp in a mailbox. Unless, of course, we're not dealing with a man at all. Consider the facts. In The Second Coming, Phil inexplicably becomes a house, a literal structure. Did anyone blink? Question the physics? Of course not, because we have all silently accepted the unspoken truth. Phil Leotardo is a shapeshifter, and not just any shapeshifter, a genie. Yes, a genie.
You know that fat cocksucker says I look like the Shah of Iran?
Who does? Tony.
The Middle Eastern ancestry hinted at in his moniker, the Shah of Iran? That wasn't just casual racism, it was foreshadowing. The inexplicable transformations, the 20-year entrapment in a vessel, a can if you will, the reality-defying reappearances after near-death encounters, all classic signs of geniehood. Add in his utter contempt for logic, continuity, and emotional regulation. And you have yourself a supernatural entity with a grudge. It explains so much.
47. He was a fucking kid. Me, I'm an old man.
Like why Phil repeatedly calls a 47-year-old a kid, or why his scrapbook contains no actual scraps, or why, after being shot, wish one, he morphs into someone else and escapes. Killed again in the finale, wish 2, and only stays dead after his head is crushed by a car tire, wish 3. The rules are clear. It takes 3 separate eliminations to end a genie. Just ask any children's book. Still skeptical? Phil's aversion to humidity, for instance, classic genie behavior. These beings are accustomed to desert climates, trapped in brass lamps, not suburban tract homes.
They're a glorified crew.
And his disdain for the pygmy nature of the New Jersey crew, obvious projection from someone who can shrink to fit inside a can. Come on, the clues aren't even subtle.
Here, I've been dying for a Satriali's veal palm hero.
Even his infamous veal parm obsessions take on a new meaning. Genies, after all, live among humans but never truly belong. What better way to blend in than food? Especially food you can angrily demand while plotting vengeance. Some will scoff, call it fantasy, say it was just jail. That shipping containers are sometimes called cans. But that's the pedestrian answer. And it doesn't account for Phil's shape-shifting, wish-defying, rage-conjuring, logic-voiding behavior, nor his uncanny resemblance to both the Shah and a broken Keurig.
With Phil Leotardo in the can for 20 years, who do you think's been running that place?
So next time someone quotes Phil's 20 years in the can, remember, they weren't talking about Rikers. They were talking about a lamp, or a soup tin, or more likely, the black void from which David Chase summoned him to torment our screens. Phil Leotardo wasn't just a made man. He was a made thing, a spectral being, a desert-dwelling, house-shifting, wish-abusing, East Coast vengeance genie. And in the end, not even Tony could rub him out without a Buick. Phil Leotardo didn't do 20 years in jail. He did 3 wishes in a tin can. If you see the truth hidden in the veal parm, hit like. I'm Matthew, and this is Sopranos Breakdown, where canon and chaos shake hands.